We would like to dedicate this episode of the Left or Right podcast to Bob Dole, the former United States Senate Majority Leader, the former Republican presidential nominee, World War II hero, and a true American in the hearts of millions throughout the entire nation. Thank you, Bob Dole, for everything you have done, and may you rest in peace. Just see those sleigh bells jingling, ring, tingle, tingling. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Left or Right podcast. Today, we have a lot of things to talk about. Let's just get into introducing the squad. Neary, how are you doing, my guy?
I'm doing great.
All right, Austin, how are you doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty well. I can't really complain too much.
Vaughn, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing pretty good.
All right, so let's just get right into the first topic, which is former United States Senator David Perdue announced that he's going to be running to become the next senator of Georgia.
You mean governor?
Senator of Georgia. I meant governor of Georgia. My bad. He's running to defeat Brian Kemp in the primaries. He was endorsed by Donald Trump. What do y'all think about this?
No shot. Shot.
I think it's a mistake if they don't go with Kemp. Like in every single poll, Kemp is the only one that has beat Abrams in every single poll that I've seen so far.
I think Kemp is gonna smash Perdue.
I think Kemp can win the primary, but it'll be very hard. However, he's the only one who's beating Stacey Abrams in polls. And if Republicans think that like they're making a good choice by nominating anyone other than Kemp, they're being stupid and they're going to lose this seat.
Yeah, if Kemp can
use that. Which is a very important seat.
Very important.
Like it could affect it because local elections, and I consider governor elections as local elections more so because they're not really like, they don't really affect national politics, but they kind of do. But I consider them more state because state elections affect national elections. And the fact that like they're gonna see like, oh, my governor's a Democrat and they've done a good job because most of the time governors do a good job. So I'm just gonna vote for a Democrat or I'm gonna vote for a Republican. It's like that. So if Abrams does win and somehow does a good job, but then that could genuinely make Georgia just blue next time in 2024, which would hurt Republicans incredibly. Like if Georgia going blue in 2020 was already like a massive shock. If it goes blue again, then Republicans are going to have to accept that they are losing Georgia, which I think they aren't accepting, but I think they are slowly losing Georgia.
I feel like they're just losing Georgia just because of the candidates they're picking to be their nominee.
Yeah, exactly.
Like David Perdue, I feel like is not the right choice.
No. I don't think anyone except Brian Kemp is the right choice.
Yeah, Brian Kemp is definitely the right choice. I mean, is there most likely we'll probably see Perdue become the nominee, which is going to be so disappointing for Republicans.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know who I should support because I'm supporting Kemp right now. But like, if Kemp doesn't get that nomination, I'm just not gonna support anybody because it's two awful candidates.
I agree with you, Vaughn.
Austin, what do you think about David Perdue running for office?
I think it's crazy. Just like who's it? Vaughn was talking. Yeah, I agree with him.
All right.
I want Kemp to win, but this guy looks like he could put up a decent fight.
Well, he's well known in Georgia, but then again, he also lost a Senate race, which he had the upper hand in technically because he was the incumbent. So he had that upper hand there, but he lost to John Ossoff, which I think it wasn't John Ossoff. No, yeah, he lost to John Ossoff. It was the other one that lost to Warnock.
Yeah.
Ossoff's a charismatic guy though, so I guess you could give that to him. But I think it's more so just the fact that
he was a bad candidate.
It wasn't really
very controversial when it comes to insider trading. Specifically,
it's a bad candidate, but also 2020. It wasn't really a blue wave year, but it was like a good year for Democrats.
Yeah. with that being said, let's move on. So Letitia James, New York's Attorney General, announced that she is dropping out of the New York governor race, and she will just run for re-election for Attorney General again. Let's start off with Vaughn, since you are from New York. What do you think about this?
It's not surprising. Like, she was starting to get blamed, and like people were saying that she was like faking the Cuomo allegations now, even though they're not allegations. Sorry. Yeah, like that they were saying like she faked that so that way like if she ran for governor she would win, and it's like, I mean, I don't like her personally. Like, I like how because of her Cuomo did resign. I do like that, but it wasn't really her. That was really his own actions. But it's not surprising because she wasn't gonna win, because her running for governor just after like this investigation, which led to former Governor Andrew Cuomo resigning, it makes her look bad. So it's not surprising at all, in my opinion.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that one. It's a little bit sus how she ran right after proving the allegations to be true for Andrew Cuomo. That is a little bit sus.
Out of like the potential candidates, like the people who've announced that they're running all kind of suck, and I don't like them, and I probably won't support them. Like possibly Kathy Hochul, but I'm not really too excited about her. She's kind of just a mediocre governor so far, but like she's done some stuff that I really don't like. Anyways,
Letitia James.
no, I'm talking about Kathy Hochul now. But like,
yeah, she dropped out.
Then for the Democrats, you have Tom Suozzi. I think that's how I would say it. I don't really care. He's awful. Awful. I've already went on like a rant about him in the last podcast, I think.
Yeah, you did, bro.
Yeah, I do not like him at all. Especially after his praising of Andrew Cuomo's COVID leadership, which that's funny. But like for potential candidates who haven't announced that they're running, I hope Curtis Sliwa wins. I think he could do well in like in other city areas besides New York City, because a Republican can win in New York without winning New York City. It's been done multiple times. Reagan did it. Eisenhower did it. Like, it's been done. George Pataki did it as well. But I hope he wins, because Hochul, like, it's not like it's gonna be hard for her to try to say, oh, I'm not Andrew Cuomo, but it will kind of. It's gonna be like Ford trying to convince voters that he's not Nixon, or Gore trying to convince voters that he's not Bill Clinton, which was kind of a mistake on his part actually, but whatever. But basically, yeah, I think that Hochul, if she's nominated, will have a somewhat tough time winning. But yeah, Letitia James dropping out is just good for her, and I think it's gonna have, like, her running in the first place was not a good look for her, and like this is gonna kind of hurt her chances of even getting reelected. But as lieutenant, I mean, as what is she again? She's
Attorney General.
Attorney General. That's what. Yeah, I was about to say Lieutenant General. I was like, what? Yeah, it'll hurt her chances of getting reelected as Attorney General, I believe. I think New York, you could see a Republican governor. It's possible, especially after all the stuff with Andrew Cuomo and his horrible COVID handling, and Hochul not doing much better.
Moderate like Sliwa could take the state.
That's what I'm thinking. I think Sliwa, for Democrats, maybe Byron Brown. I think he's gotten a lot more national recognition after winning as a write-in candidate. I think he could run and possibly get it. There's a lot of people I want to run that have not.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. I love Vaughn's rants. I just love them. Like, bro, you've been speaking for at least a solid 10 minutes about this one topic, and I don't know how you did it. I don't know how you did it.
I went from talking about how this is gonna hurt her career to like who I want to run.
Yeah, for real. Austin, what do you think about her dropping out of the race?
Like y'all said, I think it is pretty suspicious how she went and accused Andrew Cuomo, and now is trying to run for governor.
I think she wanted the allegations to be true, which they are. They obviously
Yeah,
are.
they are. They are. There's undeniable.
She
proof.
wanted them to be true because then it like looks good for her and she gets national recognition and she'll have a easier time, except this was not the time to do it.
Yeah. With that said, let's move on. So California Congressman Devin Nunes announced that he's going to resign at the end of the year to become the CEO of Trump Media Group. What do y'all think about that? Starting off with Neri.
It's kind of funny. The Trump social media. I mean, he's giving up a position in Congress to run a social media.
That probably won't even, for being honest.
Yeah, I mean, like, most of the people who join it are either diehard Trump supporters or trollers, trolls and stuff.
Remember Getter?
Hmm?
Do you guys remember Getter?
Oh, of course I remember Getter.
Oh yeah, I remember Getter.
Oh, I love Getter.
Yeah.
I still have it on my phone, but I think I got banned off it.
I think that a part of the reason why he dropped out of the race, not dropped out of the race, sorry, why he resigned is because California is most likely going to make his district Democrat. And if you're thinking logically, would you rather take a role of a social media that'll most likely be successful and become the CEO of that, or would you rather work really hard in an election just to lose? That's how I see it.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, I think he'll probably get redistricted. I think Newsom is probably going to screw him over, like whatever his face is, the governor of Illinois screwed Kinzinger. Yeah, because the Democratic governors like no, like they could just screw over all these Republican politicians, so they're doing it.
Yeah, especially with like everything going on with gerrymandering. I mean, it makes
Bro,
sense.
I hate some of the maps. I hate some of the new maps. Oh
I
my
think
god.
we all do, bud.
Oregon's probably my least favorite.
Austin, what do you think about him resigning to take the role as CEO of Trump Media?
Honestly, it's a risky decision on his part because on one hand, you're in a position in Congress where it could turn blue, but there's also a chance that you could keep your job. But then on the other hand, you're becoming CEO for a social media app that, if we're being honest here, probably won't go anywhere and probably might get banned like all the other ones that he's tried to do. You know what I mean?
Like Play stores who, put that on their store where people can download it, they may not run it.
Yeah. Didn't he try to make one before? Trump, didn't he try to make one before?
Well, now he's officially committed to it now.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I personally like this move for him. I think it's better because I really think that Trump Media will be successful just because of the amount of people who would just absolutely use the hell out of the app.
Yeah.
I think it's a really good move for him. And, I'm really proud like that we have someone like him out of Congress.
Yeah, I agree.
And hopefully when the special election comes, it can lead to a better guy. Hopefully. We'll see.
I'll definitely be joining that app though.
Oh, I will too.
Yeah, I'm definitely joining.
I'm gonna make sure to get the left or right at.
What's the app called?
Trump Media. It's not out yet.
When does it come out?
The company is called Trump Media. I don't know. I think it's gonna be called Trump Media too. I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue. Y'all know Molly Gray, she's the lieutenant governor of Vermont. She announced that she is going to be running for Peter Welch's seat in the United States Congress because, as we talked about earlier, Peter Welch is running for the U.S. Senate seat. What do y'all think about this?
Honestly, she should just run for the Senate seat. Honestly, that's all I want. I don't want Peter Welch in the Senate because he's just another old progressive man. Like, he's just another, like, crusty old progressive man. And I don't really care, man. I don't want any more progressives in power. Okay, I guess I don't mean that. Like I guess I could like if they're more like pragmatic, like Sherrod Brown, I'll be fine with it. Because Sherrod Brown's not like radical and saying that all Republicans like want to like destroy your rights or whatever, like Bernie Sanders and all the other ones are like.
Yeah.
And I like Sherrod Brown because of that. But it just what like I don't want another old progressive man. And like in Vermont, he doesn't have to worry about like how radical he is. He could be as radical as he wants. It's Vermont. They're solid Democrat. Like he's not gonna be affected by that. So, it's a little I mean, I just want someone else to just challenge him for the Senate seat. That's it. Because, like, I know he's only going to be in there for 2 terms, but like, that's still a good amount of time, So, I don't know.
All right. Near you, what do you think?
I think I agree with Vaughn here. I don't think Welch should really be in the Senate, and I feel like Molly James would be a better pick than Welch is. That's about all I have on it.
All right, and Austin?
Yeah, I agree with both Vaughn and Neary. I don't think Welsh should be in the Senate.
I like Molly Gray a lot. Like, I feel like personally, I mean, she's a better choice than Peter Welch, but I'm glad that she's like running for Congress instead of just staying lieutenant governor so that she can actually do something.
Yeah, exactly.
But I mean,
she has a good chance at it.
Yeah, I mean, she's basically the presumptive nominee. I don't really think we're going to see much people challenge against her or see much people challenge against Peter Welch, which is just a reality that we're going to have to live in. But let's move on. So this is a very weird topic, but it is also completely legal, by the way. So Matt Gaetz talked to Donald Trump about making him the Speaker of the House if Republicans win the House in 2022. Yeah. What do y'all think?
I honestly think that's the best choice for Republicans right now. Like, I don't want it to happen, but I think that's what Republicans should do if they really want. I just think that's the best move for Republicans right now. I don't want it to happen. I don't want him in politics anymore. I don't want anybody. I don't want Biden or Trump to be involved in politics anymore. Right. But it is the best move for Republicans to make if they because Kevin McCarthy is he's just unlikable, but Trump, that'll make Trump sitting behind Biden at the State of the Union. You don't think that's going to make Republicans
that'd be awesome.
Scream themselves? Come on. It would be funny too, but I don't want it to happen still. But yeah, no, I think that's a good move. I think they're being smart if they do that. I don't want it to happen though.
Okay, Neary, what do you think about this move?
I do have a few things to say. First off, I said this on that TikTok video about it. I don't know why Matt Gaetz wasn't censured before Paul Gosar. I mean, he's a lot worse. And he had relations with minors, right?
They're allegations right now, but it's basically proven.
Allegations. All right. Secondly, I don't think Trump would be a good speaker. And
no, neither do I, but I think it's the best move for Republicans.
I think the same about McCarthy. I feel like there could be a better choice out there in Congress. You just
literally every leader in Congress right now should be.
And then third of all, I think that this is our next amendment. The speaker needs to be a member of Congress. I think that is something that we should add. That they should be. I think that's already in Congress.
He's suggesting that Trump runs for a representative seat.
No, you can.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, you don't have to be. You don't have to be a congressman. You could be a senator. You could be a private citizen to become speaker.
What? I could become Speaker of the House if I get enough people in the House to rally up and put me as Speaker.
Or isn't there an age limit
for Speaker?
I don't know.
No, Zane for Speaker. What do you mean?
Zane for Speaker.
Yeah. Austin, what do you think about this move by Matt Gaetz?
I think it's. I don't think it's a very good move. Like Neary said, I don't think he'd be a good speaker. We got plenty of other competent people, and okay, let me rephrase. That was kind of mean. People who they've been in the Senate. I mean, they've been in the House for a while, and they know what they're talking about. Whereas, I just don't think Trump would make that good of a speaker.
Yeah,
It's kind of hard to
completely agree.
I don't think he'd be a good speaker, but it's an amazing.
I feel like it would be really funny, as Vaughn mentioned,
Yeah.
like just to watch the State of the Union address with Kamala Harris sitting next to Donald Trump and then Joe Biden right there.
Oh yeah, no
that
doubt.
would
That'd be
If it's-
hilarious, man.
It would
if
make
it's between
my
Trump
year.
and McCarthy, I would pick Trump though.
Yeah, same. I don't like McCarthy.
I don't know.
think,
I pick McCarthy. I like McCarthy.
I don't like him. He's just really unlikable.
Yeah,
He's just incredibly unlikable.
isn't he the one who spoke for 8 hours against
Yeah,
the
he spoke
infrastructure
for
bill?
8 hours. And like AOC completely over dramatized it when she talked about it. But
Mhm.
Let's move
Bro.
on. So y'all remember Jussie Smollett?
Oh man,
This week he was found guilty of staging the hate crime that supposedly happened, where a ton of people who were Trump supporters attacked him because he was black and gay. What do y'all
Wait,
think
he
about him being
staged
found
it?
guilty? Yeah, he staged it. Completely.
I have not even
staged-
heard a word about this. That's crazy.
Completely
Yeah, that is
staged
crazy.
a hate crime. What do y'all think about this?
That's cringe. He's
Yeah.
guilty. If he's guilty, that's good. Good.
Yeah, he should.
He deserves to be in jail for staging something
Yeah,
because
he
that's
should, yeah.
awful.
I'm smoking that Smollett pack, baby.
I find it how the courts have been getting everything right recently.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle Rittenhouse not guilty.
Yeah.
Ahmaud Arbery's killer's guilty. This guilty. I mean, just everything is going right.
just
The
going
justice
great.
system has been on a roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Has he gotten a sentence? He was found
Not
guilty.
yet.
No. He could get up to 3 years for that sentence, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't really know.
I don't think he's gonna get the maximum amount of time though, because famous people just don't really get that
Yeah.
time.
I think it's funny though. Like I get it. Like he put this upon himself. He staged an
Mhm.
entire hate crime,
Yeah.
and I feel like he deserves
Why would you even do that?
because he's retarded.
Putting it straight.
Did you say that on here?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, what's wrong with saying retarded? Like, I mean,
I don't see
There's
anything wrong
nothing
with
wrong.
it.
There's nothing wrong.
like I'm just saying he's kind of stupid. Like, if you're staging a hate crime, like it's just dumb.
I don't know why would you do that? Like you can get prison time for that.
Yeah.
It's not even like worth it. You're an actor.
I know.
You are an actor. Nobody really cares about you.
Nah,
And
and like he was in Mighty Ducks. Like,
He was in Mighty Ducks.
yeah. Yeah, and it was
And,
really
like-
funny because I just watched Mighty Ducks like a few days ago.
Mhm.
That's
and all that
funny.
left-wing media who was reporting on this, he hurt who he was trying to help, and that is kind of like the left. By doing that, it makes the right look bad, which obviously benefits the left, and then he hurt the left because they went along with this staged hate crime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course,
Unless
they
that was
didn't
his
know
plan
any
all
better at
along.
the time, and it just fits
course.
their narrative, saying like, "Oh, MAGA people are racist and homophobic," which I mean is basically what happened.
Unless that was his plan all along, to hurt the left wing by hurting him. He sacrificed himself for the right.
I don't know. I don't think he did that. I think he's just genuinely retarded.
Yeah,
Same. I think he's also
Just-
pretty retarded.
just another stupid actor, another
Give
stupid
these
celebrity.
actors too much credibility and too much name
Mhm.
recognition to the point where they think they're invincible.
Yeah,
Like that's my one takeaway from this. He completely set this up and now he's guilty and he deserves it. And I hope he gets a good sentence. It doesn't need to be long because it's not like he killed anyone, but I mean, it's still something that should be considered a big deal because he was trying to completely indoctrinate the MAGA movement.
yeah. We just need to see him behind bars, and that'll send a really big message.
Yeah.
with that being said, let's talk about Biden signed another executive order
Oh
this
Lord.
week to make
Oh,
the
geez.
United States government carbon neutral by 2050. What do you guys think about this move by Biden?
I think it's a good idea. However, if the execution is bad, I'm gonna be so mad. Like it's because it's such a good idea. It is a good idea. And 2050, that's reasonable. Like that's not like incredibly
Like 2030?
yeah, that's not unrealistic. Like in the Green New Deal, where they're trying to get rid of all fossil fuels or something like in like the next in 10 years. Like, are you kidding me? Yeah, no, Biden. I like some of this climate change stuff, so I hope this works.
All right. Austin, what do you think?
I mean, the idea, like, it's really kind of hard to explain. Like, the idea doesn't sound bad, but then you got to take into account that this is going to be expensive.
That's also true, yeah.
That's true. That's very true.
Which is something that the United States, like, you saw the debt, you saw that the government shut down.
But then
like,
again, isn't everything Biden does expensive?
Fact.
Yeah.
How much debt has he gone up in? Like,
I think he's
A lot.
yeah, a lot.
I mean, we keep on having to raise the debt ceiling. That
Yeah.
kind of says something.
yeah.
Neary, what do you think?
I've become a kind of big environment guy these past few months, and I think it's good to make America carbon neutral. But this execution is just what I'm worried about. I haven't gotten to the nit and grit of the executive order. Did that explain what's it going to cost? What's it going to look like?
It's only gonna cost a lot.
To get that done, because I just want to see on that execution what it's going to look like, because I don't want to see a bunch of money drained, even though this is good. I don't want to see all this money gone, and I don't want to see a big hit to our economy from doing this. I want to be able to have this and keep the economy sustainable and strong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I completely get it.
I completely agree, yeah.
I agree with what you're saying, and I hope it works out. But then again, like I just feel like we're spending so much money right now. I mean, with the infrastructure bill and then the spending bill that they're trying to get passed
And Build Back Better.
and Build Back Better. I mean, it's just
and like it's not like these are bad bills or anything. Like there's good stuff in them. They just cost like way too much.
I feel like right now we
bill.
can focus more on fixing our debt before we literally spend ourselves broke.
Yeah.
Which is what's happening. I mean, it's what's literally happening. That's why we keep on having to make deals about raising the debt ceiling, because we keep on spending too much money that we don't have.
That 1.2 trillion infrastructure package that passed and it was good, but then he went and tried to and then put in another $1 trillion. And I feel like that there should be changes to make sure that we can like have all this and not just spend $1 trillion, then another $1 trillion. Like this is 4 years. I think that we can get this done throughout 2 years and then have some insurance instead of just spending $1 trillion, then another $1 trillion, then more trillions.
Yeah, I completely get what you're saying.
I see it as like reckless spending, even though it's for a good cause.
Yeah.
We're not doing anything to give ourselves insurance, really, in my eyes.
Yeah. That's basically it. Like it's not like any of this is like bad. Like there's good stuff in all the stuff he's trying to pass. Like there's bad
so
stuff
much
too.
Money,
don't get me wrong. But it's just way too much money.
Yeah.
With that said, let's move on. So another Biden executive order was the vaccine mandate for private employers. But even though it's most likely not going to pass the House, the United States Senate voted to nullify the vaccine mandate, and all the Republicans voted on this bill, and 2 Democrats, John Tester and Joe Manchin, also voted on this bill. 52-47 was the vote. What do y'all think about this?
It's not surprising, but I don't think it's gonna pass, and I personally don't think it should pass. You gotta let the companies decide if they want to mandate the vaccine or not, honestly, because doing that, like, then it's just too much. It's just the government overstepping their bounds at that point, in my opinion. So
Yeah, I don't think the government should really mandate vaccines on anything in the private industry, and
I agree.
especially not the federal government. Like,
Unless the
not
private
state.
industry wants to regulate it, I mean, unless the private industry wants to mandate it itself,
Mhm.
that's fine. But I don't think the government should force them to.
Yeah, like state governments could. I wouldn't want them to, but certainly not the federal government. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
That's all I gotta say. I don't like that.
All right, Austin.
Yeah, I see eye to eye with Vaughn here. I think now it's bad state governments, but I think that we should keep it up to like stuff like this, keep it up to the state governments rather than the federal government. Because even though it's bad with having the state government control all that, it's better than having the full federal government
I agree.
control.
Sure.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that. So I mean, well, I feel like Joe Biden is stepping his boundaries a little bit with the vaccine mandate. No, I
Yeah.
mean, just a little bit, not like it's not that big of a deal, but I mean, it's still a big deal because I mean, like, I feel like private businesses are the ones who decide what they want to do.
Oh yeah, and this could hurt private businesses a lot.
I
as
mean,
well.
yeah, because let's just say, let's take a company like the Daily Wire, for example. The Daily Wire, most of their employees are most likely not vaccinated. I'm just going to like assume this.
Yeah.
I think most of their employees are most likely not vaccinated. And if something like this goes into effect, I mean, it could cause a lot of issues with.
And like even those private business owners with the like religious reasons doesn't say anything about that.
Yeah, I feel like he's stepping his bounds a little bit, but I mean, because you can't stop a private business from regulating a vaccine. You legally can not hire someone if you want to because they don't have the vaccine. I just think it's just a whole loophole that can cause more problems in the future. Like if another virus comes around,
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if we see this EO get passed, we could see even more coming in over these next few years.
Yeah.
Like this could just be the start.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I completely agree. And with that, let's move on. Since we are kind of talking about work with it, private businesses, progressives in Congress are backing a bill that introduces a 4-day work week instead of a 5-day work week.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think about this?
It's awful. It's awful. It would kill American industry, first off. America is not Europe. Like there's some European policies that we could adapt, but a 4-hour work week would absolutely kill American industry and small business as well. So I'm personally heavily against it. And progressives are just not like proving to voters and stuff that that they can actually pass legislation that will improve America. Yeah, they're kind of retarded.
Yeah.
Can hurt production in those factories, just like sales and stuff, and it can just hurt the whole business rotation. I mean, we already get all these holidays and they keep adding more and more, and we get days off of work, which also hurts our economy. And then a full day off all year, along with those holidays as well. No, that can, like Vaughn said, it can destroy our industry. So and then hurt our economy exponentially. And then these progressives in Congress, they're not going to lose their seats either. Which kind of
I think
depresses
Democrats
me.
might try to primary them possibly.
Yeah,
because of
I definitely want to see.
But I want to see that
a
happen.
moderate
Definitely
come in and try to primary them. I will throw all of my support
I
for
will
those
fly to
Democrats.
their districts and I will do it myself. I will
I will move to their district just to vote for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like once again progressives are overstepping their boundaries. I mean, you could get the
Like
idea.
usual?
You get the idea. Like you can see like they're trying to be pro worker when it comes to like, we don't want you to work as long. Please vote for us. That's what they're trying to do with that. But as you said, like it hurts it hurts the industry.
Oh, it'll kill American industry.
Yeah, you're completely right about that, which is very, very scary.
I just saw a video about it today from Political Education, I think his name is. He explained it perfectly. It'll kill American industry. And I guess that's what progressives and it actually it wouldn't even do that. It would just hurt the American worker, if anything.
Yeah.
So Bill de Blasio, the mayor of New York City, announced that a vaccine mandate for private sector employees. So another vaccine mandate being put into place. What do y'all think about this?
Bill de Blasio sucks.
Yeah.
Anybody who eats pizza with a fork should not be serving in government. I know I hate this guy. I don't even live in New York City. I live so far away from New York City. I still hate him. He's awful. Okay, listen, it's not even his policy. I'm not even going to talk about his policy. The vaccine mandate, pretty cringe, and it's like incredibly aggressive. Anyways, the man eats pizza with a fork. Need I say more?
You don't have to say more.
I know exactly.
Like that's enough, bro. He's a freaking
This guy was gonna be a candidate for governor. I'm pretty sure he was a candidate for president of the United States.
Didn't he offer like a small French fries, so like for people getting the vaccine? Wasn't that a thing at one point?
I don't know. I feel like bribing people to get a vaccine is really weird.
I know, right? Once 5 bribes come into getting things, that's when you know something's up.
Yeah, it's like really weird.
Like, blood. If they want the vaccine, they'll get the vaccine. If they don't want it, then they won't get it. Like,
do y'all think people could quit their job instead of getting the vaccine? Do you think we could see that from this?
Maybe, but I feel like New York City is just such a liberal place that most people are going to comply.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, most people probably already vaccinated in New York City.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying
I don't know why he's introducing a mandate then. Like, what's the point, bro?
Yeah. I don't know, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I think
that's my thought. Like, bro, like I think like
90%
of people in New York City are vaccinated. Like, nobody cares, bro.
I don't think his fry bribe worked enough.
I guess he's trying to convince Staten Island at this point. Like,
yeah,
my guy. Like,
well, he's not convincing anybody anymore. He's practically forcing them.
I don't really even care about his policy. Like he could be one of the best politicians of all time. He eats pizza with a fork. I don't care.
Yeah.
Huh. All right. With that said, last week we talked about things escalating at the Russian and Ukraine border. Well, this week Biden was on a call with Putin and he basically told them that he will send weapons to Ukraine if they are attacked. So what do you guys think about this?
Based Biden.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, that's probably the first ever badass thing I've ever heard Biden do.
I mean, he had a good first summit with Putin, right? Obviously it didn't really work, but it was still like apparently it really went well, and I think it went well. But I like him taking a more aggressive stance on Russia now.
Yeah,
because that's a stance you're gonna need to take.
Yeah, especially I think he happened at the border.
I think he started off as, to me, he's looked pretty soft, but now he's going harder, and I think it could definitely work. I'm just hoping that Putin, takes him seriously and does kind of stop or chill out a little bit.
If Putin does go through with it, I feel like Joe Biden's going to be really aggressive.
Yeah,
I think so.
He has a history of being pretty aggressive on foreign policy. So, like in the Senate, it's actually one of my favorite things about him. Probably, at least in his Senate career, he became a bit more dovish in his 2020 run, but like it wasn't really dovish. It's just like wanting to end the Afghanistan war, which is understandable at this point.
Yeah.
And he did that, and I'll give him credit there, even though the withdrawal was kind of shitty. But yeah, no, I think if he takes a more aggressive stance on Putin, I think it'll work.
I agree.
I
Yeah,
agree
same.
too.
Same, I agree.
And if we all agree on that, let's go to our final topic. So our favorite doctor, Lord Fauci, said that Omicron is not as severe as Delta.
Watch him in 2 months say, actually, guys, actually, guys, it is. It's actually way more deadly. It is the most deadly. You will die if you
From
leave
what
your
I
home.
see,
Do not leave your home.
from what I've seen,
it
it looks like
virus mutates, it gets more contagious, but it's not as deadly.
Yeah.
That's
except with
looks
Delta, it like the survival, like the mortality, I forget what it was. Like the rate went down like a little bit, but I mean, I know, yeah, it went down a little bit. So I think before, no, it went up a little bit. It went up by like 0.02%. Because before it was like 99.97%, and then it was 99.9%.
Yeah.
So like it wasn't nearly as deadly. It either went up or down. But you know, watch him in 2 months say that it's actually like the most.
If he
deadly.
does that, we are going to come back to this podcast and we will remember his promise to us.
I'm betting.
Listen, guys, you know, I said that a couple months ago. We didn't know all the details yet. Come on.
Then why would you say that, bro? Like,
you know,
that's what Fauci always does. He always backtracks. Like saying Donald Trump handled this well. Nope, he's handling this really bad. Masks won't ever work. Oh, masks work perfectly fine.
Yeah.
And he always gets away with it.
You only will need to get 2 shots for the vaccine. Now consider getting 4. Like, it's just
4?
Backtracking, bro.
Media just runs with it.
Well, he knows that he can get away with it too.
Yeah.
He always gets away with it.
We can obviously tell that he's used this virus to make.
You know, he's been in the position that he holds now since 1984.
Documentary. He's been writing books. Like, he was an absolute nobody, if we're being honest with ourselves until now.
Oh no. He's had the position that he's in now since 1984.
Yeah, I know, but he was a nobody.
Oh
yeah, wasn't he like
nobody really knew who he was. Like, unless you're like really informed, not many people knew who he was.
But now everyone knows who he is because he's we praise our Lord Fauci.
Praise the Lord.
I feel like he might run for office in the near future.
No, if he runs for office, that's my last straw, bro. I ain't calling him Fauci anymore.
I mean, people have been listening to him on COVID.
If he runs for office,
he could run somewhere super blue.
It's gonna be kind of funny, to be honest.
Kind of like Dr. Oz.
I don't think he runs for office though. There's no way.
How old is he? Like 80?
He's like, here, let me look it up real quick.
He's too old. And he's too retarded.
I agree.
But
he's 80 years old exactly. Yeah, he was born in 1940.
80. I retract that statement then. No.
Yeah, no, I don't want him in office. I don't want anybody over the age of like 65 in public office.
And you know, basically with all that said, I think that is where we conclude.
Yeah.
So I would like to thank you, Neri, Austin, and Vaughn for joining me. Day 12 of Politimas, baby.
Day 12.
Yes, sir.
We are basically halfway done now. We are still going. There will be a new Politimas YouTube video out tomorrow. And if you are listening to this on the podcast, there will not be a podcast out tomorrow.
Wait, Zane. I think you're forgetting something.
What am I forgetting?
It's the 12th. Oh wait, no, it's the 11th right now as we're filming this, right? But since this is coming out on the 12th, and then there's 12 more days until Christmas Eve. Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
And by the way, the last 2 videos of Politimas will be the best 2 videos of Politimas. You just gotta stay tuned. 24th and 25th will be the best videos. I can't spoil them for you, but there you go. Thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow.
Fauci, I just want to deliver one message to Fauci. If you run for public office, you're about to gobble your last ghoul.